mele ke ia aina o Lānaʻi. Ka huina liʻiliʻi o nā moku puni. Liʻiliʻi ka mana o me ka ʻōlelo. Mea nui o nā moku ʻaina. Kono pua pono I ke kauna oa. Ua oi kona ui mua ka lehua. Ka wai hoʻolu uli ke me ke kula. Pili me kukuna o ka la. Ka mea nui o ke ia ailana. Ka halaka hiki e hoʻowaiwai. E hoʻokaulana o e koinoa. Imi o lano ka lehulehu. Aina ia mai ana ka puana. Me ana koino a o Lānaʻi. Liʻiliʻi o e ke aloha nui. He mana o poina ole. Aina ia mai ana ka puana. Me ana koinoa o Lānaʻi. Liʻiliʻi o e ke aloha nui. He mana o poina ole. Mahalo.
Hui, aloha kākou. Mahalo, Dane. Welcome everyone to the ʻIke Lānaʻi 2021 program Hōʻike. I'm Janica Opuiki, one of the program kumu for this year. First of all, we just want to mahalo Dane Fujiwara of the group ʻAina for lending us your leo nahe nahe to open us in the best way for our Hōʻike this year. Welcome to our program, everybody joining us on Zoom and live on Facebook. We wanted to kick this off by just talking a little bit about the history of our program, and then about how we came up with the vision for this year's program in particular. So in past years, some of you may know that our program was typically held in person for about 2 weeks. But of course, last year, things happened and we had to launch our first ever fully virtual program. And then this year, we slowly started to make our way back to being together through this year and the first ever hybrid program of virtual and in-person. So in thinking about an appropriate theme for this year, we realized that all that we have been through in the past 2 years have definitely taught us a lot, but also left us all wanting to find connection again, right? Whether that be connection to place or also connection to each other. So we tried to think about a way to show that connectedness, and that's how we came up with this year's theme of Leana Lānaʻi, because of how each flower is intertwined in a lei. We all definitely come from different places and represent different things, but what bonds us together is our connection to Lānaʻi and the pride that we feel for this land. So we use the words Leana Lānaʻi Leana Lānaʻi ka ha'aheo to say that Lānaʻi is adorned with the pride of its people, like a lei. We hope that you folks have had an awesome summer with us, have felt some of that warmth and aloha throughout the program. And we definitely send all of our aloha and mahalo to all of you that have helped make this summer such a wonderful experience for us. So mahalo nui.
Mahalo, Jana. I'm gonna spotlight. So thank you everyone for being here again and for participating in our program and supporting us. So I just wanted to take some time to acknowledge the many people that helped to put together our 9th annual ʻIke Lānaʻi program. Like Jana said, this year was a hybrid program. So we had virtual workshops, virtual videos, but also a lot of in-person events. So there were lots of people who contributed their time and effort into helping us perpetuate our stories and helping to create the new stories for Lānaʻi and thinking about the legacy that we want to leave for this place. So I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the people who helped us make this program happen. We want to acknowledge support and mahalo the generosity of Kamehameha Schools, which has been supporting us for many years now on this cultural literacy initiative. This year, Hawaii Community Foundation, Lānaʻi Community Benefit Fund also helped provide support, in particular with our hale building workshop, and also Pulama Lānaʻi for their consistent support with our cultural preservation efforts on Lānaʻi and our educational outreach efforts through the Culture Center. So mahalo to our big supporters. I also want to send a mahalo to our board. A couple of them are here on the Zoom today to share some mana'o from them, but we are so excited to have our new board this year, and we're looking forward to many great things to come from them in the future. I also wanted to acknowledge the Culture and Historic Preservation crew of Pulama Lānaʻi, in particular, Ben Ostrander and Kaleo Ropa, Jesse Del Rosario and Shelly Clarabelle, also Stacy and Ui for their help with some of our workshops, and also for their, they just malama all the places here on Lānaʻi that we are lucky to go to. So thank you to them. I wanted to say thank you to Kalawai'a and Kaua Moore, who came from Oahu to run our hale building workshop with our community. So that was awesome. To Caitlin and Dane for their support of us, and Dane for always sharing his beautiful voice. And yeah, we really appreciate you. And he also ran our NOT workshop this year. So it was great. It was virtual and it's posted on our website as well. To Simon Tajiri for running our Olalo Hawaii virtual workshops. And he's helped also throughout the program just in thinking about ideas and always offering support. And also to Kapua Hinano Ropa for her alaka'i support during those Olalo Hawaii programs with Simon. So thank you. Ka'ulu Maika, who provided a virtual watercolor workshop for us from Oahu. So she recorded a video and posted for us. So mahalo to her. Also, a thank you to Mili, Linnea, and Travis who came to help for our kalo harvest day. We really appreciate their kokua. And to Nelenia Kabilas, who sits on our board. She ran a 2-part memoir workshop for us as a way to think about the way that we tell stories. So thank you, Nelenia, for your expertise and your guidance with that. Auntie Irene Davis and Daniel Forsyth, we really appreciate them for running an in-person Lauhala workshop with our kids earlier this week. It was a big hit and all of them went away with little Lauhala bracelets. So mahalo to you folks. And then to Travis, Terkeza, Nali Ropa, and Napono Eao for partnering with us on our 3 art workshops that we hosted to highlight different mo'olalo of Lānaʻi that we talked about in our videos, that all the kids who came got to paint, do paintings of those mo'olalo. So thank you so much. And finally, a big thank you also to Kipa and Onauna for basically we would be nowhere without them. So they're tuning in from Hilo, and Kipa will be speaking shortly. So mahalo to you folks. And last but not least, to my ko-kumu this year, Ikaika and Jana, mahalo nui for just, all the many hours and tireless work that you guys put into making this program happen, for keeping me sane throughout it. And I had so much fun making this program happen with you folks this summer. So mahalo to you folks, especially. You guys are the real rock stars here. So thank you. Great. Okay.
That's a huge mahalo before she passes the mic off to Shelly for doing everything on the ground, right? She's the one that's on Lānaʻi to host the virtual workshops, but also host the in-person workshops and just run a tight ship with everybody. So thank you, Shelly, for all you do for everybody.
Thank you so much. So with that, I wanted to take some time to turn it over for us to have some mana'o or some thoughts from a couple of our board members. So I'd like to invite Uncle Kepa Mali, who's the chairman of our board, who's tuning in from Hilo, to share a few thoughts with you folks and takeaways as we close out our ʻIke program this year. Kepa?
Hi, aloha mai. You think, and sorry, I'm sitting in a car because we were stuck in traffic, but you think of what these young kumu, Shelley Kalealoha, Ajana, Ikaika, like that, have done. You can't help but be impressed and remember Kaulana na Pua, the flowers, the offspring, the descendants are indeed famous because they're humble and they are dedicated to helping each of you that have participated in the ʻIke program this year, making it happen, making it real. You know, back in late 2006, Auntie Martha Evans, who was the VP at the school at that time, asked Auntie Onaon and I if we would help create a small sort of curriculum that the teachers at Lānaʻi High and Elementary could use to reconnect people to the history, the stories of Lānaʻi. Out of that was born ʻIke Lānaʻi, to know Lānaʻi once again. And that's really what we have worked towards, because we know, whether we are generationally attached to the land or got off the plane or boat last week or something, that we are of a culture that is island-based, and we represent that culture by learning of it, knowing that it's Lānaʻi, not Lanai, knowing that we are at Hulopo'e, or where Manele is, not where it's called usually today. You know, that we have these places and these stories and these opportunities to learn. And I love the theme that Jana folks came up with about, you know, Leana Lānaʻi, you know, Ika, or, you know, that Lānaʻi is indeed adorned by the beauty and the pride of its knowledge that people have. And so I just wanted to say thank you for, after 2006, how many years now that we have the opportunity to continue sharing Lānaʻi. And you know, you guys, all the young people and all the parents that are on board with us today, the kuleana, the responsibility is ours. If we aloha the ʻaina, the honua ola, the living environment, this ʻaina and living environment will aloha us too. So I'm a part of the past, you guys are the future, and I know that some of you from ʻIke this year, just as it has been in previous years, you're going to grow and mature, and you're going to come home and be able to be the decision makers. How do we care for ʻaina? How do we ensure water? How do we ensure health? How do we ensure good education? And how do we ensure just, you know, that ola pono? So I aloha you folks. Thank you so much. Give your kumu, please, plenty aloha this year, because without them, we would be stuck in the past. So mahalo, ke aloha, pu me o koa pau. May you always have aloha. Thank you.
Mahalo nui ke pā for those words, Mana'o, and honestly, like you and Auntie folks like laid the foundation for all of this. So we mahalo you folks as well. So thank you. And next, I would like to turn it over to Dean Del Rosario, who is the president of our board, if he would like to say a few words. Sorry, you're muted if you want to talk.
Okay. You know, after Kepa speaks, I feel like I shouldn't say anything. I just wanted to thank all the people that Shelly thanks. And in particular, echo Kepa, our young people, Shelly, Jana. You know, there's so much groundwork and preparation to put something like this on. And I've had the opportunity, at least this year, to be on Lānaʻi for some of it and to observe and participate. And there was so much enthusiasm and passion by both the kumus and the participants. And I really feel that this program is a jewel of, you know, the cultural center. And I was so fortunate to have all these people they do so much because of their love for Lānaʻi. So I just want to say that, and thank you very much.
Mahalo, Dean. Thanks so much. And thanks so much for your support all throughout this. Okay, great. So With that, we put together a little kind of slideshow video of some of the photos from this past summer. I did want to note that all of these photos that you'll see, I tried my best to include everyone who came out to these different events, but there are just tons of photos. So I'm planning on making a photo gallery on our new ʻIke Lānaʻi website, ʻaikeho.com. So that should be up this weekend with like the full set of photos, but I just wanted to highlight a few. And these are of just the in-person events, so they don't include all of the many like virtual workshops that we put on. But many of those virtual workshops, such as the lay workshop Jana hosted and the not workshop Dane did, and all of Simon's Olelo Hawaii workshops, those are all live on our website, not live, sorry. The recorded videos are on our website if you folks are interested in looking back and seeing some of those things. So these photos are just of some of the live events that we had, and I'll share my screen so we can enjoy them together. Well, mahalo. I hope you folks enjoyed that slideshow. I was smiling kind of watching all the, we did a lot this summer, and I'm so glad that it was an opportunity not just for the keiki to come, but for ohana, like entire ohana, to come and join and learn and have some fun together. So thank you all so much. Great. So with that, we're moving on to like a different portion of our Hōʻike, which is we'd like to officially debut our Lānaʻi guided reading books that we developed last year. And there was an article that came out a couple weeks ago, and there were a lot of people asking us about them. And we we wanted to take this time to officially kind of release it to the public. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Diane to talk a little bit about how this project came about and how our community can get a hold of one.
Hi, mahalo, Shelly, and aloha. Thank you for letting us share today about our guided reading book. So I was a kindergarten teacher, and what happened was when I was teaching in the classroom, I had a hard time finding books, suitable books to teach children to read, young children. So so we decided after I left the classroom to try and help the school maybe make some for them. So what we were thinking of is that they would be Lānaʻi based, nonfiction, and they could help kids how to read. But as we were starting to create the books, we realized that they could be much more useful also, not only in the classroom, but at home with families. So I'll share some of the books and then I'll open up a few. So just as a reminder that these books are to teach young children to read. So they're written in English and also in Hawaiian. And they're very, the photos are very beautiful. And what is interesting is that as we started doing it, we realized that the photos tell a story about the island. So not only for a reading teacher, you know, the kids use the picture. They use three things to read: the picture, they look at the word, and what sounds right. And so that's basically, you know, how we teach reading. And but that we realize that the pictures also tell a story. So even for older children, it's kind of a nice jumping off point when you're talking about sustainability and you're talking about the history of what happened on Lānaʻi. So there are 8 different titles. So here's one on hula poʻe. If you can see, it's very simple. So at this age, kids are learning to point. I see the sand, because the picture is very clear. The words are very clear. So a reading teacher would be looking for one-to-one correspondence, pointing to words and the picture and what would sound right. So these books are very simple, but it's of Lānaʻi. And when kids see them, they get all excited because it's of their home. So we made one Lānaʻi City and also in Hawaiian. And this one is exciting because it shows places that the children are familiar with. So when you're thinking about comprehension, they have a lot of, they can understand, like, oh, I've been there, or I've swam in that pool. So when thinking about reading the story, they already have an anchor point in their mind because they're so comfortable with these places. So we also did one of Lānaʻi Hale. And this is quite interesting because, again, this is made for like a kindergarten age child or a young child. But, you know, there's a lot of things you can talk about, you know, about the uluhe, about mud, and, you know, they start to learn about things that that happen to us here. You know, why is there so much mud, dirt on the island? What happened to the island? What happened to the forest? But and then we talk about the endangered petrel, the ua'u. So there's lots of cool teaching points if you're a teacher, and also if you know, you're a parent. If you see the fence, well, what is the fence for? You know, is it what's the purpose of a fence? You see many fences on Lānaʻi. What is the purpose of it? So the one that's interesting is we did a book on Lānaʻi flowers. And when we were working with the publisher, again, this is a simple book. It deals in plural, yeah? So the yellow flower, the yellow flowers. But what's interesting is that when we got to the page where the white flowers are, the publisher said, oh, you know, don't use this one because look at all the dirt behind it. It's the puakala, and she said use the other one with the pretty cluster of flowers. And we stood firm, and we said, oh, thanks for your input. However, the dirt behind tells a story of what happened to us in history with ungulates getting loose on the land, eating up the native plants, and erosion. So this photograph right here tells a story. So it's more than just the white flowers. It's a jumping off point to talk about ecology. So then we have one, ka'a, which is a special place. So if you look at it, the words are becoming much more difficult. The sentences are not as patterned, but again, it's about a place that they know and they're familiar with. So again, talking about erosion, talking about a place name. We don't say Garden of the Gods, we say Keahiakavelo, because that's a storied place, Wahipana. So thinking about those things when we wrote this these books, these set of books, Kane Pu'u, Awadana'u. So another one is about Maunalei. So
Do you mind
these,
showing some of the Hawaiian copies?
yes. So okay, Maunalei. So mahalo to Jana and Caitlin for helping us, and Kipa to write this. So sorry, I can't read it. It's all backwards in my computer, but you get the idea. And then Waya Opai, which is dear to our heart. And it always asks the question in the end, you know, so Waya Opai, you know, it shows how, you know, people working, and it shows the muddy water and what it's supposed to look like, you know, and how we want it to be. What can we do to help? So it's the books always kind of usually end in what can you do? Have you been there? What can you do to help? Waya Opai. And so but you can see all the people working together. So these were great shots, I think. Let's see.
So maybe you can share about if people want to, you know, people have been asking us about how we can get a set and what we've been doing to distribute.
Okay, wait, here's the last book. And then Paul. Yeah, Lānaʻi animals. So anyway, it has pictures of deer and things that are like, some things that are native, some things that are invasive. So so what happened is that we're distributing books to mostly to schools. So especially to Lānaʻi High and Elementary School for their elementary school, lower elementary classes, to Hawaiian immersion classes. Hawaiian immersion schools in Hawaii are very short of books, so we're trying to share with them. We are also giving to people that helped us to make the books, and we're still in the process of distributing books. Shelly's gonna put a form in the, post a form in the chat that if you're interested in a set of these books, you could indicate. So just know that the amount of books are limited, the amount of sets are limited. We had a limited budget, so we weren't able to print a whole lot of them, but there will be some available for sale. So if you buy an entire set of 16 books, then the donation is $100. If you choose to either purchase just the English or just the Hawaiian, then $50. So a set of 8 books in each. And there's a limit to 2 sets, just so we can make sure that people are able to access the books. But again, the priority is for kama'aina Lānaʻi children, families that especially have young children. So we're still trying to feel our way through that, but hopefully that the money that goes that we can get from this will go back into the culture center, into the nonprofit, and hopefully in the future we can make more of that. So that's what I have.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. And
Sure.
we also wanted to say that, so I put the interest form in this chat and also in the live stream of the Facebook. So I'll make a separate post for that as well if people are interested. So the form is more just to gauge interest. It's not really to reserve copies because like Diane said, we have such limited sets because we're trying to make sure that we can give out to the school here. And also we've been distributing to immersion schools and other islands. So if you could just fill out interest, or if you know people who are interested in purchasing, then you can send them the form. And what we're going to do is once we have kind of a lot of people's interest coming in, we'll take a look through and we'll be emailing people about if we're able to accommodate how many they're interested in, which is no more than 2 sets because we want to make sure we can try to reach as many ohana as possible. But we really appreciate your folks' interest. And I know a lot of people, right now we're not able to ship off island. So if you have friends off island who are interested, it'd be most helpful if you are on island and can pick up for them. That would be a big help to us. So anyway, I'm not sure if anyone has any questions. If anyone does have any questions on Facebook, they can feel free to put it in the chat and we'll do our best to kind of answer it before Hōʻike is over, or you guys can always email me Shelly@lanaʻichc.org. But we're just so proud of these books. And I really wanted to say a huge mahalo to Diane, my mom. It was such an honor to work with her on the books and all her expertise, like for over 20 years of teaching kindergarten. I never would have thought to like make books like these, but there was definitely a need. And she was such a big guidance in getting them off the ground and working with the printer. So thank you, Mom. I'm really proud of this project we did together. So I hope that they'll get in the hands of ohana soon, and they'll definitely be in classrooms soon this coming year. So we're very excited for that. Great. Okay, so moving back to our regular Hōʻike programming, before we end, we want to do a little prize giveaway, and maybe Jana can speak a little bit about that. It was for, I'll hand it back to Jana.
Yes, so this year we wanted to try something different, like that slideshow that Shelly showed just a few minutes ago. Seeing people progress through the program, seeing people participate in the virtual workshops and the in-person workshops, that's the highlight of all of our experiences in here, right? We want to be able to see the pictures and document all of those things. And so to try to incentivize people to post and to share their pictures with us, we put together a super small giveaway just to also try to support some local small businesses that we know. And so we have 4 different prizes. I can go through some of them, but Shelly, did you want to talk through the process of like how we selected people via social media?
So we were looking through social media and keeping track of who was posting. And so we basically took those names and the posts and randomized and selected prior to this Hōʻike which prize, we pulled names out of, we randomized. But yeah, so anyway, we want to announce those winners now. So I hope that they're here or listening on Facebook. And we wanted to mahalo them for, and for everyone who posted, sorry, not everyone who posted necessarily will have a giveaway prize, but thank you for everyone who did participate and, use the hashtag ʻAikeho 2021 and helped get, our program out there for more people to know what we were doing. So mahalo to everyone who participated, and so they're still on Oahu with Jana, and so they'll be coming to Lānaʻi, and I'll be distributing them at the kind of regular pickup next week for the end of summer program. But I think if we just go prize by prize, and I can let you folks know who was selected from the hat for that prize, who participated. So, Jana.
Awesome. Okay, so the first prize are these 2 pins. They're from 2 different small businesses. So this first one is a pin of Lānaʻi, and it actually has Kona Oa in the pin as well. And this is from Lilia Poliahu Studio. She's a small business. I'll link it down below also. And then this is a pin that shows the different phases of the moon. We saw different practices, different hana no eo that are very much impacted by the different phases of the moon. So this is a different, like a reminder, an awesome reminder of a way to show that and to wear that. And this is from Mokulehua, Hawaii. So 2 different pins from 2 different small shops. a Lānaʻi pin with Kaunaʻoa, and then the phases of the moon.
Mahalo, and the winner is Shannon Heim and the Knowles kids, so Jonas and Hazel. I hope you guys, I don't see you guys on the Zoom, but hopefully you're listening on Facebook. Thanks for participating, and we saw your guys' post. So yeah, they're the winners of the pins, and I'll give it to you folks next week when you come for your pickup. So congratulations. Okay, next.
All right, this next one is a variety pack of stickers from another small business called Waiʻolu Creations. So some stickers in here are like the Hi Hawaii or the Hawaiian flag, a sticker that says Aloha Aina, one of Kalo, and then these ones, which are really special because they are the shape of Lānaʻi. And Allison, who is the owner of the small business, actually made them special. So here are some Lānaʻi stickers, Kalo, Aloha Aina, and a Hi Hawaii all together.
Mahalo. And the name we pulled for that were the Medeiros Ohana. So Kay and Kia'i. If you folks are coming next week to pick up your goodies, then you'll have extra stickers in your bag. So thank you for participating. Okay.
All right, this next giveaway prize is also from Waiʻolu. The next two are actually from Waiʻolu Creations as well. So this one is a Pua Keni Keni hat. It's a cap, a tan cap like this, and then it's embroidered with a Pua Keni Keni on the front.
Great, that's a really cool one. So the winner for this one is the bolos. So Crystal Bolo with Giselle and Bronson. Thank you so much for participating in our social media challenge, and that will be going to you folks next week.
Awesome. And then our last giveaway prize, again from Waiʻolu Creations, is this big tote bag that says Aloha Aina. Sorry, I think it's kind of what you're calling away, but it says Aloha Aina on it. You see it? Yeah, again, also from, oh, there you go. Also from Waiʻolu Creations.
Hey, and the winners of this prize are Auntie Ola Ropa folks. So the Ropa Ohana who came to a lot of our events, you guys will get this when you come next week to pick up. So thank you folks for participating, and thank you to everyone who participated in our social media challenge. We really appreciate it, and I hope that you folks will continue to, participate in our events and, post about us, because I think it's a good way to get, the message out about what's happening here on Lānaʻi. So, and mahalo Jana for coordinating all those giveaways. We're really excited to have them. So thank you. Whew. Okay, that was, we're coming to the end of our program here. I wanted to open it up in case any other alakai or anyone wants to say anything. Last chance. If not, thank you so much for everyone who joined us on our Zoom and who's streaming this live on our Facebook page. We'll also be posting this to our YouTube channel. And we're so grateful to have you guys a part of our 9th annual ʻIke program. And we hope to see you all throughout the year, and at the very least at our next 10th annual program next summer, 2022. So thank you all, and great job this summer. It was so awesome to see you folks learning about Lānaʻi, and I'm so excited for our future together. So yay. And with that, Dane can take it away.
Okay, thank you, Shelly. Well, I will send you guys out on one of my favorite favorite songs from Lānaʻi. It's a Aulopaka number that really kind of got my attention, and it's a song that he wrote, and it's a song entitled Lānaʻi. So it goes something like this. Lānaʻi, Lānaʻi's calling me. Lānaʻi, Lānaʻi's calling me. Our gentle breeze are blowing, sets the palm trees sway. Lānaʻi, Lānaʻi's calling me. Rows and rows of golden pine, people live so very kind. Lānaʻi, Lānaʻi's calling me. you were born. Sandy beaches, rocky hills, like the road of life it feels. Lānaʻi, Lānaʻi's calling me. Where a warm hello on a Sunday morning makes you think of the place where you were born. Sandy beaches, rocky hills, like the road of life it feels. Lānaʻi, Lānaʻi's calling me. Lānaʻi, Lānaʻi's calling me. Thank you, everybody.
Mahalo, Dane. I believe I stopped the live stream because I thought that was the perfect way to close out without me jabbering on. So, oh wait, Jana's already stopping the recording. Thanks everyone for joining the Hōʻike. But if you